welcome everyone to my third attempt at an NR 2003 offline series. This is the RRL NR 2003 series, Season 1. And I'm bringing you here the first race of the season from Daytona for the Daytona 125. We have 50 laps here today to kick off the season. And I am joined here today in the commentary booth by my good friend LT. So go ahead and introduce yourself, LT.
I'm LT and I like to race cars and turn right. Wait, I mean left. Uh,
All right, well, you heard it here first. LT does not know his directions, but that's okay. You don't need to know that to commentate for
well,
a
you know
lead.
what? Since we're starting here, right? I'd say it's time for we start the race.
I'll get this rolling in a minute. Pre-race ceremonies will begin very soon, but I'm just going to go over the kind of basics for this season here. First thing I'd like to mention is if you want to sponsor a car, you can either drop a comment on the video or you can message me on like Twitter or Discord or something if you're one of my friends
Like,
watching this video. Um, we will have 20 races for this season. The list of drivers that I'm about to go through here to show you this is the full qualifying order. That list of drivers will be the entire list of drivers for the season. It's going to be a 20 race season, no playoffs, no chase, no cut line, whatever. Just a straight run to the end with using the game's own points tally. So whatever the game shows at the end of races is going to be the official points total for the season. But so this is the first race of the season down here in Daytona Beach. We have 50 laps for today's race, and pre-race ceremonies are about to begin. Um, so just a couple seconds until they get underway. So LT, what do you think is going to be one of the more exciting things to watch for this season?
well, I really like the all season long points. You don't have to worry about the knockout round or chase. I really like how if you win here, it's not too many points, but you can get like a lot of points. So I say it's definitely going to be interesting to watch through the season and watch who can really run the best and stay at the top of the points chart this season.
Mm-hmm.
Especially given the fact we're going to be going to some short tracks this season. Short track racing does produce a lot of chaos, and plate tracks does too.
Yep.
So
The drivers
pace
have just
cars
gotten the
going off,
command to fire their
fire up
engines as they're
the
rolling off
engines.
pit roads, and let's go over the starting lineup. So Brad Keselowski will lead the field to the green, starting on the inside of row one, and David Rudiman will be on his outside. LT, take it for row two.
We have Mark Martin in the 5 on the inside, and we have Greg Biffle on the outside, the Biff.
Marcus Ambrose, the road course ace, will be starting in fifth place with Travis Quapple to his outside.
And then we have Dale Jr. and Jamie McMurray taking on row number 4.
And then row five, we have Dave Blaney, great qualifying effort for that team, and we have Jeff Burton there alongside of him.
I can't see.
Sorry, yeah, let me
Okay.
switch to a
Just
different
go to
camera angle
the,
here.
is this a good time to do the race analysis here?
We'll do that in
All
just a
right.
second.
So we have Robbie Gordon and Juan Jetfire Montoya.
And then we have Clint Boyer and Bobby Labonte. I'll just speed through the rest of the list. Terry Labonte, Joe Nemechek, Brian Vickers, Andy Lally, Tony Stewart, Joey Logano, Michael Waltrip, Stephen Wallace. And then we have Kenseth, Reagan, Harvick. Allmendinger has an
Allmendinger's
engine
blowing the
failure.
engine. Allmendinger has blown the engine already.
And then we have Edwards, Kane, Hamlin,
Oh,
Conway, Bush,
he's making a little
Johnson,
contact.
and the rest of the field behind them as we're coming to the green flag here. It's going to be Brad Keselowski leading into the
Lead
field
the
as we
front.
already have an engine failure with
Plus
AJ
break for
Allmendinger in the
Allmendinger.
back. So 39 cars will take the green flag. Green
And we're
flag is out
green
for
at
the
the
season.
Daytona 125. And sad for Allmendinger. I mean, he didn't even get a chance to start the race.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long these guys make it as they head down into turn one. The top three are clear now. They head
See
to
a
the
big,
bottom.
see a big name back there in the back. Jeff Gordon. He's all the way in the back. Would not expect Jeff Gordon to be at the back at one of these places. Oh,
Oh, they
Rudiman!
turn! The double zero gets underneath the two. They make contact while racing for the lead.
They
Both
keep it
drivers are going to
together.
fall way back, but they saved it. And Travis Quapple will take the lead on the outside with help from McMurray and Burton.
I don't know how they saved that. That was I mean, I just for sure thought it was over there. But no, Travis Quaffle is going to take the lead.
They've
What an
rejoined the
upset
pack in the
AFC
back,
here.
but
They
that just
rejoined back.
ruined the inside lane as now the outside's got rolling
And now
with
McMurray's
McMurray a
gonna look
big
for it.
push.
Already aggressive in this lap number 1 of the season. Some
McMurray
kind of
with a
pack.
huge shove.
McMurray is just going places on the outside line, and he's gonna move. Yeah, he's gonna move low. He's kind of
His
standing in the middle right there.
his teammates now helping Jeff Burton around the outside lane. Let's see what Burton can do as they head down the back straightaway.
Maybe them Chevys will hook up on the outside line on 3 Chevys and drive away.
McMurray goes up to block the outside lane.
Seems like
And
the
now
outside
here
line.
comes Quaffle.
Seems like the outside line is prevailing a little bit, just a little bit. But now the inside's battling back with Travis Quaffle with Greg Biffle pushing him.
Stephen
Oh,
Wallace is up by himself on the outside lane. No one really seems to want to go with him. Although now
gonna get
Tony
yep.
Stewart's in the sucker hole.
Travis Quaffle is looking for a lead. He's getting a run on the inside. I think
He's
Travis
got
Quaffle
help from
get
Biffle.
it.
Biffle was almost involved in that incident off of turn one between the 00 and the 2.
It was bad. It was like trying to shove a marshmallow into a parking meter off of that corner.
What expert analysis there from LT Shiny side. As now here comes the 5 giving a big push to Greg
The
Biffle on the
Biff.
inside. As it looks like he'll take the lead into 1 with Quaffle now moving up to the outside.
Interesting choice for Quaffle to move up with the Chevys instead of saying with a fellow Ford, Biffle. But now Biffle's taking it. I don't like the way how Mark Martin isn't center with his bumper. That would look really sketchy coming off the corner there.
Yep.
But
Mark Martin giving a big push to the 16, but now
and
Biffle's
now
going to
Greg
jump to
Biffle's
the
gonna move
outside.
up. Mark Martin, is he gonna have to run in the corner?
Yes, he will, and now he has the 9, although the 9 is not pushing very center on him at all.
This looks very. This does not look good. If it's one thing I know at Daytona, I'm sorry, that's a Rick Allen moment. If there's one thing I know at Daytona, you always want to be center on those back bumpers of that car.
Meanwhile, while they battle side by side for the league, let's just take a look at
Stewart.
this battle right now.
Tony
3
Stewart's in the
wide. Tony
sucker.
Stewart has been in the sucker hole pretty much just all by himself for quite a few laps now. Hasn't made any headway, but isn't really falling all the way to the back of the field, as now he's got some help, but he's trying to make his way forward.
And now Kevin Conway in the extends car back there is going to come to join him in that hole right there.
Oh, speaking of that, up the middle, here they go. 3 wide
Oh,
for the race
for
lead.
the lead.
Ambrose with help from Junior out front, as now they're 3 wide for second and third.
Maybe they're trying to get that middle line moving. Looks like Jeff Burton's going to go in there with him.
Oh, now here comes Junior to the outside, trying to get help from his Hendrick teammate.
Feel like they're getting a little too aggressive here. We're only lap 5. You know, you guys can chill out, boys.
Yeah, we still have quite a long ways to go, especially with the slower speeds.
Oh, there he is.
Big
There
crash.
it is. Big
The
crash.
83 is around. Montoya's involved.
Jimmy
Johnson, I believe I saw, was in that as well.
And we're going to have our first caution. Okay,
Looks
no,
like he doesn't really have all that much damage, and he's
How
really the only car that's slowed down a bunch. Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
Stephen Wallace.
I think
Oh,
that's the end
no.
of Stephen Wallace's day.
Oh.
Marcus Ambrose led the field back to the caution flag.
Wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I mean, it seemed like a lot of people spun, but it wasn't really no heavy hits. Stephen Wallace, not sure what happened to him because the crash came off of the corner. I don't know why he was stuck in
Let's
the
go
bank.
back and see if we can tell what happens here. As you had just said, down the back straightaway, they were racing very aggressive. Okay, so it looks
there's
like
a fire wreck.
there's 2 incidents here. The first one is going to happen with the
Clint
6.
Boyer. Clint Boyer off center with that bumper. I mean, it's really risky to push, and he just got right in his
That
quarter
was a bad
panel,
angle.
turned down.
Let me get this better angle. There we go. Yeah, so Boyer comes up just a little bit, turns the 6 of Reagan. Regan Smith is very lucky. He was just far enough ahead of that as David Gillen up on his side.
David
Yeah,
Gillen.
flipping over.
Gillen might be done for the day here.
Yeah, he's up on top of Boyer. And there's Tony Stewart. I just mentioned he was stuck in the middle, and he just was unable to get out of a bad situation. But look at the 34.
I mean, he might be able to keep going, but he's going to be way off the pace. Oh, now he's smoking. He might be over for him.
Yeah, I think that's...
might be the end. Doesn't look like he has too much damage.
After
flipping
flipping over.
Doesn't look too bad.
Yeah. And now let's take a look at the other wreck with Juan Pablo Montoya.
Let's see
as
what
it
happens.
looks like it's going to happen much closer to corner exits. You can see the wreck happening behind them, and
And
then it looks
another
like
got hit right in the.
Labonte's going to
Got hooked
turn
again.
him.
Got
Oh,
hooked again.
poor Brian
Bad hook.
Vickers.
Oh, Brian Vickers just saying this body stand there and that.
Yeah, and just gets turned to the wall. Jimmy Johnson,
Oh,
Joey Logano making contact. Regan Smith, two very narrow misses to
you know,
avoid both incidents here.
based on what we've seen, I think we've got to look for that during the season to play tracks. Both crashes are caused very similar by just misaligned push that went wrong.
It's interesting that they both happen at the exact same time here. Let's look
Yeah.
from the rear bumper of David Reagan here as this happens right behind him.
Let's see what happens. 33 gets a run off and it just hooks him right there. Oh, that's a horrible crash back there for the 34. It's a lot scary up close. And then
Yeah, now he
just
has to make it through this wreck as
oh,
it looks like he does have
on.
some contact
Yeah, some
with,
heavy contact there.
I believe that was with Jimmy Johnson. Yeah,
Oh,
you can
Kyle
see.
Busch. I think Kyle Busch or was that Carl Edwards smoking? I don't know. They was right behind each other, but who's carrying our visor cam for today, Pim?
We'll look from the visor cam in just a moment, but we'll take a look on board Clint Boyer here.
See what happens. It just gets right there in his rear quarter panel and it just turns him. Oh, oh man, they were running pretty good too. It's just running like really aggressive for it to be lap 5. I
Oh,
think
and
that
Boyer's engine has let go, so that appears to be the end of his day. Tough break there for Clint Boyer.
very tough break. This is a racing incident. They was really aggressive on lap 5. You think they had just tone it down a little bit, but they were going for it.
Let's go on board here with David Gillen.
Everyone, hold on. It's gonna be a scary ride here. Oh, he just gets body slammed by the 6
Up and over into the catch fence briefly.
and slides to a halt on the bottom lane.
I don't know if that'll be the end of his day. Yeah, I think that's it.
He
He's
gets
not.
stuck on the bank and oh, did he?
Tough break there for the 34.
Yeah, very tough break.
We'll take one last look back here. Let's go on board with Carl Edwards as he's wearing our visor cam for today's race.
Let's see what Carl saw. Let's see.
See a
Oh
big
wow.
wreck in front of him.
Oh
He
wow.
gets some contact there with the 77, and then they're
Shut
still wrecking up in front of him.
And they wreck again up here in front, and then
And I think that's the end of Carl Edwards' motor right here.
yeah,
Yes, it
like
is. Kyle Busch giving him a bump draft here. But that is the end of Carl Edwards' day there. Tough break for him.
very tough break for him. It's sad to see a lot of cars get torn up this early. You think they'd save the wrecking for later in the race, but they was just super aggressive so early on.
Yeah, and then look at here. Tony Stewart almost avoided that one. Just gets turned. Doesn't look like he has all that much damage.
No.
Truex did a great job of getting stopped there.
Yeah, Truex did a really great job.
So now that we've seen what has happened back here. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you saying there?
Oh, no, I said Truex really did a great job of jamming on the brakes and avoiding both of the wrecks. Great reflexes, hanging around back there in the back. Didn't go too well for other guys, but as you can
Let's
see,
look from the rear of Brian Vickers. Now this is the second crash that happened a little further down. There's the first wreck,
and then
and there's the second one.
He just gets body slammed, just like the other crash.
He gets it going. Yeah, he gets it going pretty well.
Hitting the left rear back there. Not sure it caused too much damage, but it was a pretty hard hit.
Speaking of Jimmy Johnson, let's look from this camera to see what happened to him.
Let's see.
As you can see, they get wrecked. Oh, Bobby Labonte spins him out. He hits the 20 hard.
More cars going to come in.
Oh, Casey Kane, David Reagan. And that's what ends Carl Edwards' day, as he was unable to get around the spinning 48 car. We'll probably look at 1 to 2 more angles of this here.
I mean, this just push has gone wrong here.
Let's look on board the number 15 of Michael Waltrip.
A nice run. And then, oh, wow.
Oh, and then he did get some damage to that.
He definitely got some damage. That hood has popped up a little bit. But other than that, he's pretty clean. Relatively clean.
And then, so now, let's take a look at Regan Smith. Regan Smith was also wearing a visor cam for this race. Let's take a look on board for him. So first, look in the rear view mirror as he avoids the first wreck. And then right in front of him and doesn't look like he hit anything.
Looking at the way how Regan Smith had to crank his wheel all the way to make the corner, you wonder if some of the drivers got tight in the corner. Like Clint Boyer, as you see, he went up the track a little bit, but you wonder if some drivers' cars are not handling the way they want them to.
Yeah, with
So
these cars, the package doesn't really allow them to tandem draft, and as you're seeing, it's probably for a good reason, as not they're not bumping all that well. Um, but with this package, these cars really aren't made to run in this big single file pack like they do normally with the Generation 6 cars. So you're right, maybe they have started getting tight. We'll take a look on board Jeff Gordon as he avoids both incidents here. We'll catch up with the field as they go back green.
you wonder if anyone pitted early. Like, I wonder if anyone pitted to try to make it to the end. Wow, Jeff Gordon does an amazing job of just timing it right and getting straight through. Gained a
Takes it
couple
right up
positions.
the middle.
And a couple positions on that too.
Trevor Bayne followed him, and he went from 32nd to 17th.
Jeff Gordon might be the big winner in all of this.
Yeah, he gained quite a few positions out of that incident there. As
All
so, it
right.
looks like we did have quite a few pit stops here.
Dave
The
Blaney
second place driver, Dave Blaney, peels off.
leads him on pit road. I wonder, did it just stop for fuel or tires?
I'm not
I
sure.
wouldn't see no reason for tires this early in the race, because we're definitely gonna probably get another wreck or another caution before this thing's over. So as of now, I'll just gas and go. But let's see what strategy they had.
Let's see if Dave Blaney takes tires.
Let's see.
If there's
Dave Blaney
any
in.
team that would consider it, I would think it'd be the 36, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah,
Nope.
just fuel only here.
Fuel only. I think it's a gas and go for everybody.
Yep, and Dave Blaney will lead the field off of pit road. Travis Quapple comes out second, followed by Dale Jr., and then I believe did Matt. Yep, Mark Martin did. It looks like I don't know if he beat off Matt Kenseth, but that sounded wrong. But um, Mark Martin has some issues exiting pit road as well as Trevor Bayne, but it looks like they're back up to speed. So I think more cars pitted than stayed out there, but one of the drivers that stayed out, Jeff Gordon, who we just mentioned,
The big benefiter. He's gonna be in ninth now. He's getting
yeah,
a lot of
gained a ton of
positions.
spots there.
Marcus Ambrose, the road course ace, is gonna lead at the super speedway.
We'll see how that turns out. He has Robbie Gordon and then David Rudeman, who almost crashed up front. As we
Someone else
had,
came
is
through.
that is Brad
Yes,
Keselowski
what
coming back
happened?
to pit road here before they take the green.
You have an
Let's
issue?
see what has happened to the two car. Perhaps they had
Loose
a
wheels,
tire
maybe?
problem or a
Penalty?
fueling issue, but yeah, he is coming back into his pit stall.
Let's see, like nothing's wrong with the car. Did they have a
Oh, they
stop?
are taking tires. I wonder if he slid the tires entering the box, although he's not leaving his pit stall.
Yes,
We'll have
not.
to. Oh, is now Trevor
Trevor Payne
Bayne.
is a lap down, I believe. He's on the inside line.
I'm
What
not
is
sure
no?
what he's doing. Trevor Bayne just randomly pulled to the inside groove and is letting the field go.
Trevor Payne.
Not sure exactly what is up with that, as they are going green this time by. Brad Keselowski still in his pit stall.
What? This is a weird race so far. A lot of people's having problems. Adrian Allmendinger is it's gonna be a tough break for him. He's gonna finish dead last this race, I believe, since he blown a motor before the race even got going. Jared Van's coming to pit road. Not sure if there's a problem with that. Number 21 Wood Brothers Ford over there,
Well,
but
here we go.
green
Nonetheless, back to
flag.
green flag racing. Marcus Ambrose leads the field to the green.
Robbie Gordon in second, blocking David Rudeman. Tried
Oh, a
to.
terrible run to the green for the 7.
Oh, 7 car just held up the whole pack and is letting the 9 get away, but that's not really what you want at a play track.
Yeah, if he gets a push from Rudeman, he'll get up to the 9 car on the back straightaway with a big run.
They would. Biffle is all over the back bumper of Rudeman. He's just shoving him up there.
Down the back stretch they go. Robbie
Oh.
Gordon looks to the outside. Marcus Ambrose will block.
And Robbie Gordon is going to try to make the outside work, and Marcus Ambrose is going to come down and block Rudeman. It's not exactly square push. You guys already hit a big wreck. Oh, Biffle. Oh, that was a little sketchy. Biffle like was about to turn to 0-0 right there.
And look at that, Jeff Gordon on the inside with help from Kevin Harvick moving up. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the drivers that topped off on fuel just a couple laps. I
It,
believe that the fuel, these guys can make it
Biffle's in the
about
lead.
42 to 45 laps on gas. So these guys that pitted, I think that the guys that pitted can make it, especially
If
with the caution laps.
if we get the
But
rare event of the race goes green, they'll make it, but it's not probably gonna happen. But I noticed something with the single file restarts. A lot of the field doesn't get going, and you
yeah,
get a
we
lot
do
of
have
different
quite a
packs
big
that start
breakaway
up.
here.
Yeah,
The
we got one pack, and then you have another pack back there.
Denny
So it's
Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin is in the lead. Oh, Dave Blaney is letting off. I think we've got a problem with the 36 car. Dave Blaney is on the apron right now.
Let me
And
look at that. As there's Mark Martin exiting pit road.
yeah, a lot of cars have issues. You wonder, like, if they get caught up in that wreck, did they have, like, some internal damage or maybe a tire starter up?
Travis Quapple, major slowdowns for him. And
You
then
wonder,
let's take a look for the 36. Dave Blaney has some major problems here.
did he lose a
Something
battery?
is
It looks
broken.
like engine smoke.
Yeah, he must have lost a battery.
This might bring out a yellow here. I'm not sure. He's stopped in the apron of the racetrack.
Oh,
He's
well,
gonna
no,
be
he's
in
going to go to
Morris
pit
quick
road.
slow back. And the pack is that Dave Blaney slowing down has definitely broke up the pack, so we might get a long green flag run here, which is what the guys who hit it want to see.
Yeah, the guys that didn't pit, I think, are just banking on the fact that they saved enough under caution. What I can think of is we'll briefly leave the battle for the lead as Kevin Harvick takes over the top spot with help from Ryan Newman. But we'll go back and look at some of the guys in the back here. They're not really running all that much slower in the front,
They're
as Tony
not.
Stewart, it looks like, is losing the draft. We do have a pack here. What I'm thinking is maybe these guys in the back are trying to save enough gas to make it to the end.
Yeah, because Travis Quaffle slowed down for no reason. He's back up to speed, so there's nothing wrong with his car. So, you know, oh, they
Oh,
are
this is
pretty
big right here.
wide. This does not look great.
Kevin Harvick
It's in
trying
the
to gain
middle.
positions up the middle as now Rudeman goes to the outside. Ryan Newman up top to block
Guess
as now
Kevin Harvick
big
forgot
push
it
for
was
the
a
one.
super speedway. Thought it was a mile and a half.
Terry
Harvick.
Labonte up here on the inside, fifth on in line, making
Oh,
moves.
oh, Biffle. Don't encourage Harvick. Go to the middle. There you go. Just go to the bottom. And looks like Jeff Burton might look for the lead. Yeah, Jeff Burton is gonna. Is he? Nah, he's not
Yes,
there yet. He
not
is.
quite.
Oh,
Oh, McMurray
oh.
gives him room.
McMurray thought twice about that, I guess.
That could
And
have been a big
big
problem right
crash.
there.
That would have been a horrible crash. And Jeff Burton looks like to the top of the chart. Jeff Burton is gonna lead lap 14 of this race. Still got a long way to go. So, and now Marcus Ambrose is looking for the lead again.
A couple
He
drivers
does.
swapped to the inside lane back there. It's interesting as we take a look. Trevor
Trevor
Bayne
Bayne,
is off of pit road.
he's in third gear. It's interesting. Yeah, you wonder what's wrong. I mean, these cars up here is hitting 193 the same speed as Trevor Bayne, but did did Marcos Ambrose just downshift on the back straightaway?
I'm not sure, but I will say this: the pack, once again, with these cars, these drivers are meant to tandem draft, and they don't quite have the engine to. The engine will let go if they push too much. That's the only thing I can wonder is if maybe some of those issues, like for the 36, he definitely looked like he had a battery problem, but I'm wondering for maybe guys like Mark Martin, who pitted early, maybe they pushed a little too much and started having some temperature issues.
Yeah. 36, I'm still wondering, like, he just slowed down. He didn't smoke or nothing. He just peeled off the track and lost power. So 36 would like to be a battery issue, but like you said, other ones, peeled off the track, maybe a motor issue. The car could have been overheating, start spitting water. Jeff Burton is out here leading the race. It's pretty good. He's held on to
One
the lead.
thing I am interested to know is I wonder if some of the drivers that backed off are just trying to ride around and bide their time, hoping there's another yellow. Maybe not as much to save gas, but just to stay out of trouble. I mean, we've already seen two big ones in the same corner from over aggressive pushing.
And it was early in the race, really early.
hmm Really, really
So
early. I mean, that was like
maybe,
what, lap five?
yeah. So maybe you got to think maybe some of the drivers they got a little nervous. They don't want to push as aggressive because they don't want to be the ones in that next big wreck or the ones that trigger the next big wreck. So you got to think that some of the drivers might have toned it down a little bit. Man, is waiting until the end of the race to give it all they got.
Even the guys up front, they're not really going three wide very often. They're not
No,
pushing very hard at all. I think that's why we're not really seeing as many passes. I mean,
they're
but
kind
it's
of
pretty
dead
much
even
just
right now.
been, yeah, Burton and Ambrose leading both lines
So
almost since the
Logano,
restart. There,
yeah,
I think Burton's going to hold on to the lead on the outside.
Jeff Gordon seemed like the car to beat right now, but it's a play track, so anything can happen.
Yeah, it seems like these two are just running side by side on both lines here. It's going to be interesting to see if any of them pull ahead, but it would make sense. I mean, I wouldn't have expected them to be racing as hard as they were at the beginning. I would have thought they would have at least waited till about halfway to do that.
Yeah, I think Jeff Burton's gonna pull to the inside, but I believe earlier one of those wrecks, I guess it made the drivers realize that they shouldn't have been this aggressive this early, because they have definitely toned down since the beginning of the race. I mean, they were going like three wide in the middle of the corner at first, but also you gotta think that the pack
Oh,
is reasonably
man.
smaller now. Oh, McMurray almost
He
just
almost doored the 9 car in the middle of the trioval there.
not sure what's wrong. Maybe the handling of these cars is not the way they want them to. Pretty difficult. He probably had to turn a lot in the trial to get it cranked up, and then when he got off, the car just started turning more than he wanted to. But you also
Well,
gotta think that the package broke up into a lot of pieces. So since there's less cars, maybe they're just settled right now and spoke too soon. They might be going three wide again.
I'm not sure what McMurray. I imagine McMurray was probably just trying to get some air on the nose. The way these cars run is, while these might look like the 2011 COT style cars, they have much smaller radiator openings, and on top of that, they have no greased bumpers, so they can bumper hook much more easily, and they cannot push anywhere near as long as they used to.
Yeah,
Although, as we're seeing, McMurray tucked right up behind the 31, trying to get him back out front.
he just got some air on his nose, like you said, because right now he is right on the back bumper of that 31 car. And he is pushing them all over, and it is working.
To the
31
lead,
car
Jeff Burton.
back to the lead. Joey Logano's been stuck in that same position. He's like been like a car length up. Never mind, he's falling back more. But for a whole bunch of laps, he's been like a car length off of the 24. Hasn't been able to get back up there. But Tony Stewart's gonna move up, maybe
I
help out
think those
Logano.
two are just kind of just waiting. As now
Yeah,
Burton moves up to block the 1. Oh, now McMurray to his outside with help from Truex.
McMurray, is he gonna
Oh,
challenge
they're
for
going
the lead again?
3.
Oh, McMurray seemed like he backed off.
There is no push for. Oh, it's Casey Kane
Oh,
has lost an
Casey
engine.
Kane. Casey Kane has lost the engine.
Will that bring out the caution? I don't know.
What happened? Did he overheat? He
I
just
imagine
blew
he's
up.
got no damage on the car, and there's no caution out, so it must have just been him. As meanwhile, just take a look at this.
Pack number
The
two.
guys in the front of the field have been running. I mean, look up there at the last lap that they've run. These drivers are running 46-second lap times. The guys behind them are running 45s. It's
So,
not a big difference, but
but it's
they
eating
are
away. They're
closing.
closing in.
Yeah, and then we have these drivers back here: Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr., Paul
Looks like
Menard.
Dave
Blaney's
Blaney's
back
back on the
out
track.
there.
What happened to him?
I don't know, but
Did he
yeah,
run?
there's Casey Kane's.
He couldn't have ran out of gas. So I'm confused. Did he have like a tire issue or?
The only thing
He,
I can imagine for Dave Blaney is that he had a battery failure, and once he got back to pit road and cycled the engine, he was going again.
yeah. Marcos Ambrose look like he's going to challenge for the lead, and they're going to be going three wide. Is they? No. Well,
All
not
right,
in that
Murray
three
better
wide.
square his push up here. There he goes.
Speaking of it,
Burton staying
McMurray
out
almost
front.
got turned by Truex. It was a
Truex
good
is
gap.
trying to get some air on the nose, it looks like. He keeps peeking out.
Yeah, I think Truex might. Good thing that Casey Kane didn't overheat in the middle of the pack, because that could have been disastrous. Overheat in the middle of the
Hmm.
pack, blowing up.
We're approaching the halfway point. Jeff Burton and Marcus Ambrose continue to lead the field here, just swapping positions every once in a while. It looks like Burton, with the push from McMurray, continues to stay out front. Yeah, he'll get the lead
Does.
again down the back straightaway.
So, in the event that we go green, you got to think about the strategy. You got to think about all the guys that pitted when the caution came out. You know, they can make it all the way, but we got
The
to think about the
interesting
guys
thing
that
is,
stayed out.
I don't know. I think we're only about 11 drivers that stayed out, so I believe some drivers that pitted are in this front pack, but I'm pretty sure it is not the drivers leading this field.
It's definitely not. I think like drivers that pit in this front pack. I don't know who. Who
It would
was it?
make sense why the drivers in the pack behind the leaders. Oh, and there they
Oh, there
go!
it
They
is.
did not save
There
it.
it
Kevin
is.
Harvick, Jeff Gordon. Joey
Oh
Logano was running in the
no.
back trying to avoid it. He missed it.
He got
Kevin
caught up
Harvick
in
goes,
it.
oh my gosh, here comes the
Oh
second
no.
pack. Oh, Brian Vickers. Hard involved.
Oh
Regan Smith.
no. Travis Quaffle. Oh no. Oh,
A
okay.
hard hit there for Brian Vickers. Back around to the front of the pack. Marcus Ambrose versus Jeff Burton for the lead.
Lead.
They head down to the start finish line. It's a dead heat. Oh, I think Burton
Burton
got
got
him.
it. Burton got him. Oh
Barely.
no. They was going so well too. And then
They
the
had
second
such a
pack just
battle
came
going.
in. The second pack just came in and destroyed him. I feel
Wow.
worse for Travis Quaffle. I mean, Travis Quaffle was putting on a good run and he just destroyed him.
Just before the halfway point, we have our second big one of the day. Let's take a look what happened here.
A square
As
pushes.
usual, yeah, as
Pushes
usual,
off
McMurray
center.
pushes the 31 back out front here.
Let's see. Off center push right there again. That's what we saw in the first wreck. You see Truex gets right there on his back bumper. And once it does that, it just pulls the car to the left. And as you see, the car is just going to slowly start turning down right there.
And
And
that's
it
going to
just put
turn
like
Kevin Harvick.
4 cars. Oh, Kevin Harvick came back up into Hamlin and Gordon. And then Gordon turned down and tried to avoid and collected Logano.
Yeah, let's see that with from Kevin Harvick there. I probably should have been on him from to the begin with. But there he
Kevin
slides up into
Harvick.
Hamlin. Oh, Jeff Gordon, and then yeah, Joey Logano was doing his best to get around it, but this is not the end of it at all. Kevin
Harvick's
Harvick,
lucky.
Harvick's parked here
Yeah, I think
trying to
from
get
all the
away, and then
smoke.
Brian Vickers just right
Oh.
into him.
And then Travis Quaffle, I think, ran into the back of Brian Vickers.
Yeah, you can see big
So
damage for
sad.
both of those two
Because
drivers.
see the smoke in the track, they can't see. They're coming around the corner at like 190, 192, and
I just don't
all this.
understand what Martin Truex Jr. was doing at that point. I
I don't
mean,
know
I would
either.
understand if he was on the outside doing something like that, just trying to get some air to the nose. But if he's trying to get some air to the nose again, why is he just right all over the one car?
I'm not sure what
Just,
happened there. It's like McMurray. It's like Truex went down, but at the same time McMurray went up a little, and they just clashed at the wrong spot, and Truex was in, Truex was in his draft, and like I don't know what to say about that one.
I mean, my only guess is that Martin Truex couldn't quite decide if his run was going to be big enough to take it three wide and make the pass. But that's like
Oh,
pretty much the
sweet.
only thing I could think of, of why Martin Truex would be so close to the one car.
Can
I
we get
mean,
an
I
onboard
guess,
camera of that 56? Because I mean, like
yeah, we'll
he
take a
was
look on
right.
board.
I want to analyze what happened. Like I don't know what happened. I don't really know what to say with that. Like he's right on his bumper. He is pushing him in the corner, and he is not center at all, and it just turns him.
And he's lucky too, because if
He's
there,
lucky. He
if
saved it.
yeah, if the 32 had gotten turned, it would have been over for
Oh yeah, it
all of
would have
these
been ugly.
drivers.
It would have
Let's
been
take a look on
ugly.
board Jeff Gordon as he avoided the first incident, just couldn't get by this one.
No, pretty sad. He was running good. These guys was running good up here, and then Truex just hooks the one car straight down, and then
I imagine this will
oh
put
Harvey.
oh yeah, oh, and there's damage to him.
Oh no.
I imagine this is going to put an end to the pit strategy that. Oh, and there's Vickers just driving straight in there. I believe
Oh,
Vickers made
Quaffle,
contact
no.
with the catch fence.
Oh
In all
no. That was
honesty, I mean,
horrible
because the thing
crash.
is, Kevin Harvick was stopped. I
Kevin
mean,
Harvick was stopped,
he was dead stopped. That,
and
oh, what a hard
Vickers
hit.
Vickers hit him at like 190 plus at least. He's like 193 at the most, probably.
See, big
Oh,
damage
big
for Denny
crash.
Hamlin here.
Yeah. So,
Huge damage.
so now I expect.
Oh, and
Oh,
there's the
that's a
hit.
heavy crash. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
But
that's one of the hardest hits you'll ever see
yeah,
at a track
especially when the
like
car is
this.
dead stop.
I mean, I don't think Kevin Harvick was moving. Let's look on board Brian Vickers.
Hold on, everybody. This one's gonna be scary. See him right here. He's got a big run. He's doing 190. He sees it. He starts slowing down as much as he can. It goes through the smoke, and oh, Harvick is just right there. Oh, you hate to see that right there.
I mean, I imagine that's going to be the end of Brian Vickers' day here. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
with
done.
a wreck like that, there's no chance you're coming back.
No,
Um, let's take a look on board as well with the 38 car of
Travis
Travis
Quaffle,
Quapple. Remember, Travis Quapple backed up to try to get away from the front pack.
and he just like when Brian Vickers hit, he just ran to the back of him because Brian Vickers hit the 29, and Brian Vickers just immediately stopped. He didn't like really stop, but yeah, Travis Quaffle sees it, tries to check up, and then Brian Vickers. Oh, that's a heavy crash right there. That's scary.
I know. And let's take one last look. I'm going to use some slow mo for Regan Smith's onboard just to show you how vicious the impact was for the 83 of Vickers. You can see one problem that's already presented here is they really can't get any higher because
They
there's cars on the outside. There's the hit. I mean, look at it just shoot the 83
hit
straight over.
the wall right there. Yeah, I think that's no safer bay right there. That's a hard wall. So
And there's the 78. I think Smith, remember, he avoided both the first two wrecks, and I'm pretty sure he avoided this one. Let's take one more kind of angle here. Not an onboard camera, just
that's a
to see what
very
happens for the 83 right here as he hits Kevin Harvick when he's dead
hitting
stopped. I
the
hope everybody's okay.
72. Yeah, we definitely
I
got
mean,
to check on 83 after that. That's a heavy hit. Very, very heavy hit right there. Definitely Harvick, too. He got absolutely destroyed from the back.
a very, very scary impact here.
So now you got to think, like, I imagine since we ran a pretty nice green flag run, I expect everyone to pit now.
I don't know if everyone will pit. The drivers that pitted before, yeah,
Oh,
like see
Mark
Mark
Martin.
Martin. Remember, Mark Martin came to pit road earlier, although I think he might be a lap car. He's going to stay out, but it looks like everybody else
Everyone.
comes down pit road. I will say this: with how tight the cars have been, these
The
drivers might want
tires.
tires.
Yeah, because as we seen earlier, and in the visor cam, I mean, he was like the wheel was cranked so far, usually more than what we ever see here at Daytona. So again, you gotta wonder if did McMurray get tight and drift up the track and try to come back down and block when Truex was there? Like, you gotta
No,
wonder.
no tires, no tires for the 31.
Fuel
Just
only.
fuel, and he will lead the field off pit road. But Ryan Newman almost beat out Marcus Ambrose. Then it's Tony Stewart,
Well, I say
Martin
it's a good
Truex.
time for the Coca-Cola race analysis, whatever you want to call it.
The LT's Coca-Cola sip of a nice cold Coca-Cola.
Yeah, so based on the race so far, we've had three big crashes so far, taking on a lot of big names. So, and it's only gonna get worse from here. I mean, we are past the halfway point, so driver's gonna get a lot more hungry, aggressive, and yeah, it's just gonna be Dave Blaney's a lap down. So Mark Martin was actually a lead lap car.
Yeah, Mark Martin was a lead lap car. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
no, he was not. Sorry, Mark Martin and
Oh,
Dave Blaney are both lap cars.
oh, this is
Um,
gonna be interesting.
yeah, they are
Oh,
both going to be out front. The issues are mainly going to be presented with Mark Martin because he was leading the second pack. Clearly, he has speed. What Mark Martin and Dave Blaney need is an immediate caution while they are out front. That is not them.
they might
If
get
they
it
are
late
not the
in the
caution, they're
field,
fine.
but
But
yeah, that
yeah,
is
we'll take
the
a moment.
Coca-Cola analysis.
Yeah, so we have had three wrecks on two different laps. We have still quite a ways to go. 23 laps to the end of this race here, just past halfway, as two lap cars lead the field to the green with Jeff Burton and Marcus Ambrose, the dominant cars of the day, running first and second, and then Stewart Haas Racing's numbers 39 and 14 behind them, and then Truex, last driver in the top five.
Green flag. It's be interesting what the lap cars do. How hard would they try to hold off the leaders so they can get their laps back?
Oh, they're blocking both lanes.
Remember, Dave Plenty was the one when that battery went out, so better hope that battery doesn't go out when he's up there in the lead pack.
Mark Martin out front. Jeff Burton leads the field.
I'm gonna be honest right now with you, Pim. This is not the last caution we see because
Oh, there's no way.
it's just the intensity is gonna pick up more now since there's less laps to go, and Mark Martin is blocking that 36 car. Here comes Ambrose. 36 goes to block him.
The Dave Blaney is what is that? I think 5 laps down. Mark Martin's only 1 lap down. If he gets a caution while he's in front of the leader,
Dave
he
Blaney,
gets back on the lead lap.
yeah,
Dave
Dave Blaney
Blaney has
is
no
on
chance.
right now.
He's just out here to pass drivers that get involved in crashes.
Unless we have so many wrecks and do like the 2017 or the Bush Clash at this point.
Well, there is no free pass, so there's no way he can get back on the lead lap, really. I mean, we'd have to have so many cautions. Even then, I think because, once again, this race does not have overtimes. If there is a caution, we will end under caution.
Yeah, you gotta keep that in mind. There's no overtimes, and Marcos Ambrose has had enough of the lap cars up there. He wants to lead.
As now, we do have a second pack forming back. If we take a look, as they're three wide here, Paul Menard's kind of in the middle. But we have a second single file line forming
And
with
they
the
are gonna
14.
catch quick.
Yeah, see, the thing is, there's not really as much energy in the pack. The more drivers that they lose, the slower this pack is going to be,
And the
which
fast
means that the
come back
bigger
to spare.
runs they're going to get of each other. There's not as much of an energy in the pack, so if these guys get an actual bump draft, they're going to get a big run, and that is not what you'll want to see as they go through the corner.
McMurray to the lead. Robbie Gordon on the inside. Is Robbie Gordon on the lead lap? Yes, he is.
Robbie Gordon out front,
And Andy Lally in that 71 car.
and then we have plate race ace, Dale
Dale
Jr.
starting to heat up a little bit. The two dominant cars isn't really dominating as much. Jimmy Johnson back there. He was caught up in an earlier wreck, but so far he's leading the second pack. That 71 car is all over the 7.
Oh, he looks low, but Robbie
Oh,
Gordon's going to block him. Oh, this does not bode well for the corner. Oh, the
oh
71's going to
Biffle.
swap lanes in the middle.
Oh, Biffle gave him a little tap right there. I don't know if it was a tap, but whatever it was, it upset the 71 car. You could see the 71 move in the corner a little bit. Yeah, they're
Now
definitely
Biffle with a push from Stewart to the top spot.
Rick Biffle wants to lead. And you see how much they're off the bottom. So again, you gotta think it's the car type because they are not on the bottom as much as you usually would see them.
Now Jeff Burton's starting to work his way out front as we have a semi-single file line out front.
Said it's funny. I mean, Andy Lally, oh, Tony Stewart's gonna go below him, and Jeff Burton's gonna follow. And as we see, Andy Lally and the 7 was leading like a lap ago, and they're all the way back there now.
Let's go on board with the number 9 of Marcus Ambrose. Dominant car of the day as he tries to work his way forward for a bit here.
Yeah, this is our Daytona 125. Crank it up.
Well, Jeff Burton and Marcus Ambrose both worked their way back up to the front of the field, but now they're
Only the
both falling
top
back on the
right
outside
side.
there.
About
Robbie
35
Gordon,
50. Robbie Gordon and Andy Lally is back up in the front.
Paul Menard has officially lost touch with the front pack as
Paul Menard
15
is
laps to
back.
go this time by.
The 71 car is looking at the inside, and Andy Lally is going to try to take the lead.
Things are only going to get more intense from here as now Junior not a very square push on the 71 and he's going to
Oh,
turn
there
him.
it is.
Oh, they're not going to
Oh,
save it. Back
there
into
you
the
go.
field. Big crash. The
Oh,
lap
big
car of
crash.
Mark Martin who needed to get back on the lead lap is in
Oh,
it.
the dominant.
Oh,
There
the
they
big
go.
crash. Andy Lally upside
Oh,
down. Biffle hit
Biffle.
hard. Andy Lally
Oh,
still flipping. Major crash on the backstretch.
and one of the dominant cars of the day, Jeff Burton, is caught up in this. Caught up in this mess.
Terrible crash.
Terrible crash. As you said, right before it happened, and Tisney's only going to pick up as the laps are slowly winding down, and
Robbie
it's that's
Gordon leads them back to the caution with the push from Jamie McMurray.
you're getting more
We
anxious.
just passed 15 laps to go.
All them drivers want to hold up that Daytona trophy. Just getting more and more anxious. Can't really blame them, but wow, what that was another scary crash coming off of turn two. I mean, Biffle and Andy Lally, I mean, they took very hard hits. I mean, Andy Lally started tumbling and Biffle got damaged. And again, the wreck, as we see, it happens with just getting pushed at that left rear quarter panel. And it just sends
Yeah.
both of them down the racetrack. And
Yeah,
Andy
see,
Lally,
that was very similar to what happened at the start of the race between David Rudiman and I believe it was Brad Keselowski. But Andy Lally
they
didn't
saved
save
it.
it, and this time he drives back up,
Right in
almost
the
catches
Biffle.
Kurt Busch. Oh, and look,
Oh,
Marcus
Ambrose.
Ambrose damage and Jeff Burton, both dominant cars today. I think Ambrose will be fine. Burton, I don't know.
Burton, I mean,
But this
Burton
was
got
not
it in
the end of
good.
it. This
Oh
was
no.
not the end of it at all. Here they come. Oh, what a hard
Oh,
hit in the
in the
driver's
driver's
door.
side door. Oh, we're
Andy
gonna have to check
Lally's.
on him. Andy Lally.
That's not good.
You gotta
He
hope Andy
goes from
Lally's
leading the
okay there.
field to upside down, getting T-boned in the driver's door. I mean,
From
that is a
leader
vicious incident.
from leader to wrecker.
I mean, that was. I thought that was one of the hardest hit we'd see all race with Brian Bickers and Kevin Harvick.
You gotta
This
look at
just proved me
Biffle too.
wrong.
Biffle, if you see him, I mean, Biffle's just he got hit the same way Harvick did because Biffle's right in the middle of the racing surface up
I mean,
there.
the 71 is pretty much dead stopped at this point. And, I mean,
And
look at 32,
71.
full speed, drives straight into him. Oh, and then here's
Driver's
Greg
side.
Biffle over here. I
Biffle's
think
gonna
it's Matt
get
Kenseth, his teammate, in
and
the
then
driver's door.
oh Biffle. Oh
Sends
my
it back
god.
across the racetrack.
Jimmy Johnson's
Oh, and
in it.
there's, major damage for the 31
Michael
of Burton.
Waltrip.
I think that's
But
the end of his chances for a race win.
Regan
Oh, my
Smith almost
gosh.
squeaked by another one. Regan Smith was all the way back there, and he came through and just saw the carnage that was left of it.
Let's go on the rear bumper of Andy Lally.
Hold on, everyone. This is going to be... Oh, he just slides right back into traffic.
And it's not even close to over yet. The worst
And
hit's yet to come. And there it is.
You got to think of, like, the amount of fright, and the scare and the emotions going through his head when he probably saw the car coming towards him.
I don't even
That's
think he saw the
solid.
32.
I don't even think he saw him. I mean, if he saw him, it was a split second, but Andy Lally just... I mean... That's a hard hit right there. We gotta hope he's okay. I mean, he got hit in the driver's side at max speed.
Another one I'm worried about, Greg Biffle.
Greg Biffle. Yeah, Greg Biffle. He got pinned up here in the wall first. He got slammed, and then he's gonna stop right here, and then, oh wow, that's a bad crash. And then slams to the side of the 32.
That'll end his day for sure. What a disappointment for Mark Martin here. He was a lap car just trying to get his lap back. And now he's involved in a crash.
Caught up in the leader's mess. You think that drivers would see that a lot of the cars in the second pack get caught up in the wrecks anyway. So you'll wonder if drivers should start not to. Oh, Mark Martin's just in this body standard. But you would think a lot of drivers now will probably not want to form a second pack, given the fact that most of the drivers in the second pack was caught up in this wreck too. Like a lot of drivers in the second pack was caught up in this pack crash up here.
One of the dominant cars of the day right here, Marcus Ambrose.
Barely squeaks by. Look at this. He just got in the wall a little bit. That was a pretty hard lick, but compared to Burt.
Oh,
Marcus
yep,
Ambrose
speaking of
so far.
Burton, in my opinion, the dominant car of the day. I don't know if he'll lead the most laps.
But Jeff Burt,
This is just a big disappointment here for that crew.
big disappointment. I mean, he was in the shot to win that. He was definitely one of the guys to look out for. And he just gets pushed from the back, too.
There was absolutely nowhere to go right there for him. Nowhere to go. Just
Very,
gets
very
driven
scary
into.
crash.
Michael Waltrip stays done. We'll take a look at some onboards from the second pack now, starting with Biffle's teammate, Matt Kenseth. I mean, look at how far back he is. He's not even in the second pack.
There it is up there. I think he can see it happen right before. Yeah, he sees it happen right there. And he's hard on the throttle, hard on the throttle. This right here, he just starts to check up.
I mean, he just can't see until
Oh,
it's already too late.
you know what? When you look at that, it was actually a good thing that Michael Waltrip hit him, because other than that, Kenseth would have just drove in the side of the 16 car.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good thing that the 15 hit him, because Kenseth would have just destroyed Biffle, just like Andy
Here's
Lally.
here's on board the hardest hit, Terry Labonte.
Terry Labonte's just carrying a great load of speed right here. He's still hard on the throttle, and he slows down when he sees the smoke, and Andy Lowry's just gonna come out of nowhere. Also a very hard hit for the 32. You know, I mean, he was going really fast. Just came to a dead stop as well.
We'll take a look at a couple more on boards. We'll go on board with Michael Waltrip, and then we'll look on board with Trevor Bayne.
Definitely gonna have to go to an airfield care center and get some interviews, because I mean, a lot of hard hits this race.
I hope everyone's okay after everything we've seen. Here's Michael Waltrip.
And he just
Oh,
Biffle.
the last second Biffle slid up into him, and nothing he could do to avoid that one. The last onboard I'd like to take a look at is Trevor Bayne as he drives up and under Andy Lally.
CEO goes up under Menard, and he's checking up right here. He's still hard on the throttle, trying to get through it. Checks up, and Andy Lally. That's actually a bad hit for Trevor Bayne. You got to think that the back bumper at a 71 getting to the windshield of the 21. I mean, hit him in that area.
Yeah, that probably damaged his windshield there. I mean, what a terrible incident. One last look at this.
Yeah, what a terrible crash here. Just gets hooked off of turn 3. He couldn't save it. And, oh, that's a horrible, horrible crash right there. And that wasn't even the worst of it. It just piled in. Right there, Andy Lally, you see him tumbling down the back straightaway. It's not what you want to be doing at Daytona. So, pit strategy, what are you thinking? I'm thinking we might see a good majority of cars come in, but
yeah, it looks like tires definitely mean something as you look right there.
we're lap 36 of 50. Big hits, oh my goodness. But we're at lap 36 of 50. So, you know.
We're within 15 laps to go. At this point, the pack is so small. There it is. Dominant car of the day.
Marcus almost had to pit because he hit the wall, so he had some damage.
Jimmy Johnson got some damage in that wreck, as well as obviously Jeff Burton.
Dominant cars of the day. And Keselowski is out of the race. He just went to pit road and never came back. I'm not sure what that was all about. That was like way earlier in the race, but
yeah, very early into the day for Brad Keselowski.
Not gonna look good in him points. He's probably gonna have to spend the whole season battling that, along with Adrian Allmendinger, because Adrian Allmendinger, remember, he blown his engine on the pace lap. So with all these cars wrecked, he's still gonna finish dead last in this.
Mark Martin did come to pit road here as they're going green this time by. Robbie Gordon will lead the field to the green. Let's look at all the cars that we have left. 15, well, actually probably a little more than that. I don't know if Mark Martin's retired. Let me look here at this list. 16 cars left in the race.
Mark Martin had an oil leak.
This is interesting. Dave Blaney's going to line up fourth. He's just out here logging laps to pass drivers that crashed, and he's doing a whale of a job here with just 10 laps to go when they take the green. Robbie Gordon out front. Let's see if he can hang on at Daytona.
Green flag. So, Pimp, we get another wreck?
I don't know. With the small of a pack as we have now, I'd say it's manageable.
I'd say it's manageable, but again, the pack that we saw from Fandy Loud, it was a pretty small pack, and all it takes is one push to go wrong. And Regan Smith,
Regan Smith is.
I got my eye on him because he's avoided every wreck today.
But he is falling away from the lead pack in a hurry. He needs a big push from the 87, but I fear he's way too slow at the moment to get something done. Anyway, back up front, McMurray with the push from Kurt Busch out to the top spot.
McMurray's been like the third dominant car today. He's been like up front most of the time.
Yeah, he got turned by Martin Truex earlier to set off the second big one.
Brian Vickers, but Natty's been pretty good.
Oh, well, I think I might have spoken a little too soon about the 78. He's hanging. But
He's
now,
hanging.
oh, here comes Kurt Busch underneath the one of McMurray.
Kurt Busch looking up on her. We haven't seen nothing from him all day. Then we got Junebug back there in the 88.
I think that Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. have been really underrated so far this race. They've been in
Really,
the lead pack almost the whole time, but have not really done much besides Jr. spinning
I don't
Andy
think they've
Lally.
I don't think they've led a lap today. Oh boy.
Oh, Tony Stewart, not a very square push there, but they'll hang on to it.
Regan Smith is hanging on to this pack.
Robbie Gordon went from leader to last there out of that pack. Regan Smith's about a mile an hour faster than these guys. Same for Bobby Labonte. I don't know about. No, Joe Nemechek's gone. And look at this. Poor Marcus Ambrose just is not going to have any shot at this with his damaged race car.
Unless everyone wrecks, but that's very, very unlikely with this small pack. But Regan
Kurt
Smith is
Busch,
just a real whiff of that draft. He can be up there, but
he's going to get out for the
Paul
47.
Menard, Paul Menard.
David Rudiman, who started. I don't know if he started on pole. Let me check.
He started at second.
Yes, he did.
I believe Kinslowski. Yeah,
David
Kinslowski.
Rudiman, who started second. It has taken him this entire race to get back to the front, but with 7 to go, he's here.
He's here, and here comes the 47 and 78 car. They have officially joined the pack now.
Regan Smith has avoided all the crashes. We'll see what he can do now. And then look at this. Jamie McMurray is back on the outside, pushing somebody, and Kurt Busch is staying out front, much like what happened with Jeff Burton. So maybe it was less of Jeff Burton and more of just Jamie McMurray being a really good pusher.
Yeah, Jimmy McMurray has been wow. Jimmy
He
McMurray
just cleared the whole outside lane just about.
The whole outside line is just almost cleared the inside line. Jimmy McMurray, yeah, thinking.
Oh, Tony Stewart just got hung out.
Oh yeah, poor Tony. But you gotta think of McMurray's pushing that hard. He's definitely gotta be worrying about his car overheating.
Here's the biggest issue. 6 laps to go. If the caution comes out now, they'll have a 1-lap shootout to end the race. If they make it to 5 laps to go under green, the race is official. Any in the next flag ends the race.
Gotta be careful what they do here.
So if they're going to wreck, they've got to do it now. The worst thing would be if there's an accidental issue in the back of the field, or like an engine failure or something. Although they will get to race it back if they see the caution lights. So it won't be completely over if a yellow comes out.
Not trying to call anything, but Kurt Busch looks to have a strong car right now.
Yeah, and now the 27's getting a push from the lap car of Dave Blaney. Let's just take a look at this. Blaney is 4 laps down, but he's in 16th due to how many cars are out of the race.
Show you how many DNFs we've had.
And there might be more. Here comes the 56 with the push from the 7, but no one can catch Kurt Busch.
No one, no. Kurt Busch is untouchable.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Did you see that with the 88?
Junior almost got destroyed back there. I mean, was that another push that went wrong? I'm not sure, but whatever it was, that was.
I think McMurray got an off-center push here. 4 laps to go this time by at the start-finish line. Kurt Busch.
On a 125.
Kurt Busch out front. Tony Stewart up front again. Tony Stewart has been just lurking, has avoided all the incidents today, and is now pushing Robbie Gordon. Now he looks for second.
And want to know how he avoided them incidents? Actually, he was actually caught up in one earlier. Wasn't he the one that was caught up in the
I think he was in the
hole?
middle and got a tiny bit. Oh, you're right. He was with Clint Boyer at the start of the race on lap 5.
Spun and he came back.
Oh, no. Regan Smith.
Regan
Oh,
Smith.
no. Yeah, that's it for him. He's 3 mile an hour slower, and there's no way he's getting help.
I
It's
feel bad
over for Regan Smith.
You know what? Right now, it's just good for him to get a good finish. He avoided all the wrecks and try again next week. But good effort for that 78 team.
Here we go. 3 to go this time. Kurt Busch stays out front. Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. behind him. Let's see if they make a move as they are up to his bumper.
You would think they'd be about 5 wide for the lead right now, given the fact that it's 3 to go. But surprisingly,
here comes Stewart.
And Stewart, is he going to have anything for Kurt?
Let's see, to the inside, but he has McMurray with him.
McMurray's been the best pusher all day.
And just pushes him right on by.
Hopefully he doesn't get an off-center push.
Oh, he
Stewart's gonna
goes to the
come up.
inside now with help from Bobby Labonte. Where
Pablo Bonnie, he was in the second pack pushing the 78 up there. Now he's up here.
And then there's the
Which is
lap
pretty
car.
good too.
Imagine the 36. If the 36 gets up here in the mix, this could really get interesting with the battle for the win if the 36 is leading coming to the white flag.
This is gonna get interesting.
Two
Laps.
laps. Yep.
So
Truex to the outside lane. The outside lane is building momentum here. As now Bobby Labonte jumps up to the top groove to get help from Truex. This is going to be interesting here. McMurray has a big gap, and they're getting a big push behind him.
Dave Blaney's coming, but he's bringing that 27 car with him.
Three
Paul
wide in the
Menard.
back. Oh, big moves being made. Palmenard to the outside. Robbie Gordon to the inside. And here comes Dave
Dave
Blaney to try
Blaney.
to pass.
He's a lap down, but if he brings someone with him, the tandem,
And he
with
is. He's
the
bringing
track.
Robbie Gordon to the lead. As they're
Robbie
coming for the
Gordon.
white. If they make it to the white, they could not have a caution would not end the race, basically. As now the one getting a big push from Menard on the outside, but it won't be enough. Now they go three wide. I think
Oh,
that'll
this
end
is
McMurray's
crazy.
shot at the win. Here comes the 7. He's not passing the 36.
He's just staying with him.
I think he's just going to let him have it.
Oh, but the 47 might have something to say if he gets up to him. Bobby Labonte. He's going to have one more shot on the back straightaway.
Oh, but now Tony Stewart going to make a move underneath of him with help from Rudiman. I think this might just give Robbie Gordon the path to the victory. Oh, now he goes to the outside for the lap car.
All
Tony
Robbie Gordon's
Stewart
gotta do
coming
is
for
push
second.
somewhere.
I don't think they're going to have enough, though. Stewart's going to get a run,
Oh,
but
Stewart.
they'll get close, but not close enough. Stewart's there, but it won't mean anything. At the line, he was too late to do it. Robbie Gordon wins at Daytona.
Robbie Gordon wins at a wrecked field Daytona 125.
And the 36 has got to run an extra lap here because he finished in front of the field. But Robbie Gordon wins. Tony Stewart will pick up a second. David Rudiman comes back for a third. Kurt Busch fourth. Junior, I've made an error here somewhere. Robbie Gordon wins. Tony Stewart second. Third is David Rudiman. Junior actually got fourth. Kurt Busch was fifth. Sixth was Bobby Labonte. Seventh, Paul Menard. Eighth, Martin Truex. And poor Jay McMurray finished ninth after having such a strong car.
Oh, no. Good race. Extends Regan Smith.
Marcus Ambrose recovers to get a top 10. Kevin Conway gets 11th. Regan Smith lost 2 spots to finish 12th. Ryan Newman 13th. Then it was Menard in 14th. Nemechek in 15th. And then the last car finishing under power was the 36. Here's a full look at the finishing order here. Jeff Burton finishes 17th due to that crash.
Wait, hold on.
Tough break for him.
Keselowski was 42 laps down. It never said he retired from nothing, but
yeah,
Keselowski. It's weird, but congrats, Robbie Gordon took the win at Daytona.
What a race there at Daytona. Robbie Gordon taking the checkered flag in the first race of the season. We'll take a look at the early season standings. 19 more races left to go. Robbie Gordon holds a very small points lead over Tony Stewart. But we'll see how these drivers continue into the next race. Well, the next race for the RRL Offline Championship Season 1, the field will head off to Langley Speedway for the Virginia 125. It's down to be a chaotic race at the 4/10 of a mile short track up in Virginia. Well, this has been the Rivals Racing League's broadcast of the RRL Offline Championship from Daytona season opener. We'll see you next time.